Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Henry Charlie, and in today's video, we're going to be editing the movie called The Code Father. It's a feature film which I really put all my heart to making this film. So this is going to be a series of episodes from episode 1 to I don't know how many episodes it's going to be at the moment, but I'm hoping you guys are going to really like it. So this is episode 1. What we're going to be doing in episode 1 is just sorting out the footage from the hard drive, rearranging them into scenes, and also, just opening the editing software we're going to be using, and just rearranging, just making sure just preparing everything for editing. Back up your footage. So what happened to me in this, even before I even started this video, this was one of the reasons I had to make this video. Please back up your footage. So after you finish shooting, make sure you back up your footage online or on different hard drives. When I came back from set, so I have this terabyte hard drive, like uh, 8 terabyte of hard drive. So all the footage was there, but I was just feeling, okay, let me back up into another working hard drive. Maybe I could use this hard drive to edit. So then I bought this. So I back up the movie into this. So I had a movie into this. So I was thinking, going forward, I will be using this to edit. A few weeks, last week, I put this hard drive into my computer and something happened that I cannot still explain. It just, half of the movie disappeared in this hard drive. Half of the movie disappeared. Like, I can't explain it. I was checking the computer, and every time I go into a folder, the folder disappeared. I don't know what happened. So if maybe you've experienced something like that, please let me know why it happened to me. But luckily, the backup was still on this hard drive. So what I did, I bought this and then I back up on this now. So even this initial hard drive that wiped the footage, so I had to format it now. So I backed up on this hard drive. So I didn't want to edit on hard drive anymore. That's why I had this SSD. So I put all the movies into this SSD. So this is about 2 terabyte of SSD. So I've got 1 terabyte, 500 gig, 500 gig. So altogether, it's about 2 terabyte. This is really. I'm very excited. Finally, in post production, I'm going to start editing, and yeah. So hope you guys are going to enjoy this whole episode. Please, I'm sure when you're watching this video, maybe the movie is already out. Please be so kind to watch it. Tell me what you think. It's called The Code Father. I don't know what platform it will be at the moment, but hoping it's going to be on platform that, you have access to. So please, let's start editing. Edit with me, guys. Very excited for this. This has been a long time coming. After almost a month of not thinking about this particular movie, because when I actually finished this movie, I wasn't scared to check out the footage, but I had this thing of actually not not even looking at the footage. So I had this thing of getting to the mood, just not forcing editing. I don't know if you've experienced that. So I just had this thing of taking my time to rest after a hectic period of shooting this movie. So I just put in the SSD, 1 terabyte SSD. And you see, this is the SSD 1 terabyte on day one. So this is the folder. So this is how I actually, rename the folder. So if you go into Anthony and Kelly kidnapping, you go click on it, there's audio. So this is the audio. And if you go back, this is card one. Because we're shooting with 2 cameras, there's camera A and there's camera B. On camera, I was on the camera A, and then I had my assistant who was on camera B. So you click on card one, is camera A, and let me just play. Okay, so this is it. So that's what I did for most of, day one. What I also did, even before I even started editing, for me to get myself into the mode of editing, so I watched, there's so many feature film editing tutorials that I watched. Like, I will watch and watched and watched different people who have taken their time to make videos about editing. I watch their videos so I can learn and know, the things that I need to fix, or so I don't like get into issues during my editing. So it was really nice. So I'm sure if maybe you're in your own process of editing a feature film, I think before you start, just refresh your brain with what other people has done. Watch people who have edited the feature film online. I'm sure you're definitely going to gain something from that. So I did that for almost a week. A week of like really studying what other people have done, how to edit, and yeah. So one thing I also did was when I was watching that, the editing, I also learned the different style of editing, how there are some directors who enjoy editing some certain way, why they enjoy editing some certain way, why other directors like editing in some certain way. So I actually took note, and this was the notes, this was the note I was taking. Okay, so then I started, making note of my, scenes. For example, there's a scene that I made note of how I need to edit it. Because one thing I also learned from actually watching thousands, not thousands, but watching a lot of tutorials on YouTube is if you can write your scenes on the paper, and you read it out and it makes sense, then it's probably going to make sense when you're editing it. So that's something I'm doing. Before I edit any scene, I just write a brief, how the scene plays out on the paper, and then it gives me this idea. I can just slip over it, just feel how the scene flows, then before I start editing. So yeah, let's start editing. Okay, so at the moment, I just need to check, the space so I can see maybe if there are things that I don't really need, then I can maybe delete them. This is the document session, so I just need to check. What is this? Okay, so this is one of my videos that I made, so for me to be sure, I just need to check the folders, files, so Dehancer. Okay, so at the moment I have a folder here which has almost 85, 138 gig. It was a video I created for my YouTube channel, and I can see it has a lot of space, like 138 gig. So what I can do, I probably just need to keep this final one. So I'm just going to copy all of them, and I'm just going to copy it, and I need this screen grab, I need screen grab, final shot, maybe this, Dehancer, and then final, because I'm not quite sure what's in there, but so far then I can delete this one. So move to bin. Okay, and then I need to check which other thing carries a lot of space. Those are fine. Okay, so far I think that's all done. Um, I'm just gonna empty here, and let's see. Now, at least I have all space now ready to edit. So what we're going to do now, we're going to open the DaVinci Resolve, click on it, and then at the moment we're currently using the DaVinci Resolve Studio 18.6. So we can create a new project, the code Father Movie, okay? And then say create. So because I'm coming from Adobe, just the timeline of Adobe, I've been used to it for years. So I try to at least have the similarities between, those two. I'm sure that if you're used to Adobe, you know that the timeline is almost like this, but yeah. So I like to start like this. So this is a fresh, page. But however, I need to edit on 24 frame per second timeline. This is how I would normally start any project, even though it was shot on 4K. I would see everything that I'm going to do. It will be, when I'm exporting it, that's when I will choose the correct export settings. But at the moment, this is my setup. I just need to make sure everything is there. There's 1920, 18 square, 24 frames. This is what is important. So I'm going to go to this video monitoring, 10 bit. So if it's on this prosy media, I have to just, because it's prosy, it doesn't have to be, prosy is the substandard of your original clip. So it could be lower version, but that doesn't affect when you're exporting. So this is just for the computer to just take. So I would, because of this ProRes 422 LT is it's lower quality, then I can use this too. Or I could also use this 422, but I think I'm gonna probably use this LT. So I can choose this prosy media resolution. It's fine, choose automatically, that's fine. DaVinci Resolve would handle that. And then this also choose automatically. Then optimize media format. I need to put it on LT2. This cache file, I need to put it on LT2. Okay. And enable background cache after 5 seconds. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So then this is all cool. So I'm going to save it. So I'm just going to go back again. It is just check this other part, image scaling, color. I'm not really big on this color correction part, so I'm just going to leave it like this color management. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then this general option, I'm just going to check and see if maybe, yeah, I think those are fine. Camera raw, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So this project part location, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, but there's one other place that I need to check. There's one other thing I need to check is the preference. So you see on this part, this media storage, I need to remove it. I need to put it back to desktop. So I need to remove. Sorry about the helicopter, but it's not going to stop me. Okay, cool, it's gone. Like I said, this media, I need to add to the desktop, DaVinci Resolve. I need to put it on this part, and then automate the display storage location. Okay, so I need to put it on this part, and then I'm going to save it. So decode videos. Okay, so this will take the next Resolve to get started. So what we can do, we just save and then close Resolve. Close Resolve, and then restart DaVinci Resolve again. Okay? So why I like doing this is to actually prepare for this. So because I don't want a situation where, I start editing the full feature film and then I did not do what I'm supposed to be doing the first time. So If you also have what you normally do before you start your editing your feature film, also let me know in the comment section. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to start importing our footage. So how I also like to import footage is like sometimes I import all the footage at once, but that's what I'm going to do. How I like doing this is that I would start importing the footage inside the folder, like from how the script was shot. That's how I like editing, and I will edit from how the script was shot down to the last part. But because of I've arranged the folder already, then it will be easy for me. So what I can do is I just need to see if you drag this, if because there's a subfolder inside this. So I don't know if DaVinci Resolve can retain subfolder. So let's see if we can drag this and see if it is going to retain the subfolder. So at the moment you see it will give you a change project frame rate. So chances are why it gives this is because sometimes obviously when we're shooting this movie, sometimes we shoot like 60 frames, 120 frames, even 24 frames. But the actual frame rate that this was shot, well, I think it was about 23.978 frame rate. So it's almost like 24 frames per second. So, but my timeline is currently set on 24 frames per second. So I'm not going to change this. I'm just going to say keep as change. But however, I would show you why if you say change, what it will mean, and if you don't change, what it will mean. So let me just show you. So if you say change, okay, so let's go to the setting again. Okay, so you see it changes the 29, it was the image master setting was 24 frames per second. Now it changed to 29.97. So that's almost like 30 frames per second timeline. But that's not what I need to do. That's not what that's not what the frame rate that I need to use in this feature film. It needs to be in 24 frames because I was thought 24 frames is the most cinematic, frame. Yeah, and that's what everybody used. Like, even when you're exporting, they'll tell you, export it on 24 frames. So that's what I'm going to be using. So I can also, so that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to cancel, then right click to undo all the settings, and let's see, and put it on 24 frames. Okay, so it's going to tell you change project frame rate. You can't undo this action. Okay, so I'm just going to change it and see. This is what I want. Okay, I'm going to re-drag it again. Okay, so it's going to tell me again, change project frame rate. Because I already changed it, it went to 29.97 something, and that's not what I need. I'm not using that frame rate. I'm going to say don't change, okay? And then when I click on this, it's still on the 24 frames. But however, DaVinci Resolve is able to, keep the subfolder for me, and you don't have to do much work. If you already have done this before previously, like arranging them as what I did, you don't have to do this anymore. So DaVinci Resolve has already made note of this. But one big thing that I'm hoping I should not face is that this movie was shot on 2 cameras. So 2 cameras, I bought the same cameras, and the title, the title of each footage was the same. It's not on the camera, it wasn't the same day, but it's not similar. It's very similar. The title of the footage is similar. So this is card one, camera A and camera B. The title is similar. So maybe take from me when you're filming your feature film and you have a 2 camera. Make sure that you have the footage labeled differently in the camera. Don't even, you can label then C and Z, that's fine. So that is the issue that I'm currently having now, and I hope it's not going to be a big problem. But already it was in one of my vlog that I was doing, because I was just using two cameras, and I tried relinking, you know, them, and it was a problem because I didn't know like there were two cameras were having the same footage name, so it couldn't really relink until I found that. So I don't know what to do in this aspect. I don't know if I should rename each clip. That would be a big thing, so I don't know. But I think at the moment I'm looking at this right now. I don't know what to do, because they to get to a point where it might start having issues when I move from one computer to another. So I think the best thing is for me to rename it. Oh, so I need to rename all the footage from maybe second camera. I need to rename all the footage, and that's a big problem. That's a big time. But I don't have any choice. I have to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to right click and then rename it, rename all the footage. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to close it. Whew. Renaming the footage will start from, okay, I can start from this. I need to rename this. So I'm going to say sort by kind, and then, so I'm going to go to rename. So I'm going to say cam. I don't know what this start number at 1. I don't know. It's just the name I'm changing. Just this name that I'm just going to put at the ending. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, that's not what I want. Control Z. Rename. Okay, add text. Okay, so maybe I can add text after, you know, because that would mean in the other footage, in the other card, like for example, let me just say, in the A camera, it's not going to have the what I'm going to name it as. Yeah. So I just need to add text after the name, maybe before the name. So I will say cam B, cam dot, no. So cam, okay. So this might be much easy, because now it says cam 219. So I could just rename cam. Okay, so that's what it seems renaming all the clip like this, just putting cam, it works. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've done this one, Anthony boxing. So I'm going to go to the next one, go to cut 2 and say cam, that's someone. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So I'm going to rename all the footage and just add cam. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay. So like I said, the reason of me doing this now is to make sure that it does not um, correlate it or it does not mix with the ACAM, because yes, it was a mistake. It was, I don't know, I did not think of this when I was shooting. If I knew, I would have renamed it on the camera during shoot. But at the moment, I don't think I would start editing like this if they are not renamed, because it would definitely be an issue when I'm moving from one computer to another. If anybody tries to relink it, it's going to look for the number. It's going to look for the number if I do not rename it. So because it's two camera and there's two different scenes, maybe sometimes it could be the number that we are shooting is different from this. Yeah. So I don't know. So I just need to rename it. Oh my God. Okay, cool. Let's go. So I managed to change the camera B, and I'm just gonna do the last one. This is Anthony with Store Lady. You see this hasn't been done yet, so I'm just gonna highlight all of them, right click, and then rename. So this is it. So the cam, so I'm just gonna rename it. And okay, so it seems fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna double check. Oh, solid light. Okay, so this was just one camera. So I just left the days that we shot on one camera. I just left it. There's no need to change. But the days we shot with two cameras, so I just had to change that. So, I don't have issues with relinking footage. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to opening our editing, software we're going to be using, DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. And here is the folder we created, the code folder. I'm going to put it there. So as you can see, I like on this is the edit part that I really like. Those parts, yeah, you can, start putting your clips from here. But because I'm coming from, like I said before, because I'm coming from Adobe Premiere, I've been used to, like editing in similar workspace. So that's why I'm just going directly to the edit session. So, but some of you, if you want to start from this part, cuts, media, that's fine. You can start. But for me, in this, how I enjoy editing, that is going directly to the edit page. Okay, so I'm just going to start dragging my clip. Like I said, I'm going to edit this according to the script. So I'm not going to jump from one, I'm not going to start editing, like for example, scene 38 before scene 1. So I'm just going to start from the scene 1 to work my way to the ending of the movie. So we're going to drag our folder and then start putting in there. So the good part about it is, like I said, I've already labeled every scenes that we shot. Some day one we shot almost like six different scenes. So but when you're actually filming, you don't film and just you just film everything together, and then later you will start arranging it. That's what I did. And so I'm just going to drag, for example, day one, and drag it on the master, and let's see. Hopefully I will explain before what this whole process is. I'm not going to say change, I'll just say don't change, don't change. But I'm just going to verify to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be, the way we did set the opening of the project. So day one is here. There's Anthony. Now I have rest of mind because I rename all the footage. Okay, so day one is sorted. Day one is there. Okay, so we're going to put day two now. So we go back to the folder. Day two. Okay, so day two is year two. Day two. So what the good part about this whole editing process is the fact that I was the DP of this movie. So I was I was still on set direct as I was the DP, I was the director. So I was doing most of the things for this shoot on set. So I know how I shot it and how I'm going to edit, because most of the time I tend to shoot to edit. So that's one thing that I'm actually very excited about, because sometimes we're running against time and we need to shoot some certain part out of the way. Then that means you have to just throw away your that means you have to throw away your sheet, the yeah, that means you have to throw away your short list and just get on to just trying to finish before you wrap up the day. So that's what. Okay, so we're going to add day three. So you see there's day three. Okay, we're going to go and just drag day 4 and 5. Okay, day 4 and 5. So what I'm going to do, because this first, this day 1 to day 5 was shot in a different city, so I'm just going to name all this as I'll just name it as Johannesburg shoot. Okay, then I'm going to put everything inside Johannesburg to day 5. Okay. So what the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to just save it and bring in Cape Town footage. Okay, so Cape Town footage we shot bulk of the movie in Cape Town, so, and it was a lot. So I'm just going to go to SSD, and then the code folder, there's day one. Okay, I'm just going to drag day one there. Okay. Okay, there's audio, everything is here. Okay. So I'm going to drag all the other days. I'm going to drag it down. Okay. So I try as much as possible to make sure, you know, you see my folders are very neatly, you know, labeled. Um, so I'm just going to check which folder I'm not bringing in now. So this one was, I wasn't sure this is an audio. So I wasn't sure if it was backed up, so I just copied it just to make sure. If I'm looking for it, I can find the audio here. So this is not necessary. The way I want to edit this feature film is when immediately I'm done with one scene, I have to be done with the audio too. So, but however, I'm not going to do the final mix of the audio, but because I understand my vision, I'm going to just, you know, look for some audios that I like, that drives the movie, instead of editing the movie without sound design until then I come back again to start adding sound design. I think it will be best for me to add the sound design as I'm editing instead of waiting to add the sound design. But I'm not going to do the final mix, I said. I would give it to somebody else to do that. But yeah, so that's my idea. This is it. Okay. Listen, if you and your crew were... So I'm just going to bring this down. I'm not sure, but I just want to see how it looks. Um, I need you to sign just here. It's an acknowledgement that you stole the gold. Then we can make this prison life go away and go back to your normal life. But you won't survive, you know. Away. Listen. Okay. So the other thing I need to do is, because I want this, you know, black bars, the top black and the down black, and so I would create it just with an adjustment layer at the moment. I'll just drag, you see under effect, under toolbox, effect, you drag adjustment layer to get that. So I'm just gonna put it up, 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 up. Maybe I'm gonna be looking for, I'm just gonna put it to 6, okay? So I'm just gonna drag it aside, drag it aside. So there are different ways you can create this letterbox. Sometimes it's called letterbox or cinematic scope. There are different ways you can create it. But me, I just like, you know, the quick way, you know. Under the inspector, you could use the scale, the crop. So I know just the scope that I want is 1.85. So I'm just gonna put 1.5. So I'm just gonna put 158 or 8600, 600. I've tried this. I know it's similar to what I would need, but I can still readjust it, you know. Then I will go to the the bottom, I'm going to do 115.600. So I'm just going to say, okay. So you can't see with the effect at the moment because there's nothing. But when I maybe just put any footage, I'm just going to put any, I'm just going to put any footage. It's not big. That's not big. It's not big. Okay. So now this is the letterbox. So if I once I disable the cropping, disable, enable. So you see how cinematic it looks. So that's how we're going to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So we're going to Ctrl Z on that. Just Ctrl Z. Okay, okay. Okay, so like I said, you see, you can also, now that gives you, the ability to adjust the height of your clip. So what I mean is this is the, oh, sorry. What I mean, this is the height. You can bring it down or you can bring it up. So I'm just going to reset it. So I'm going to delete that. And just the metadata. Okay. So we're done. So guys, this is the end of episode 1, and thank you for watching me. I really appreciate that. Like I said, this is going to be a series of episodes. This is episode 1. There's going to be episode 2. I don't know how many episodes it will be until we finish this post-production. But so far, if you've been patient with me, I've showed you guys how I actually set up my project for editing. So maybe when you're watching this episode, the movie is already out. I don't know. So please be so kind to check out the movie. Leave a positive comment for me. It wasn't really easy for me to make this movie, but yes, I made it. Thank God. And your comment, your positive review will really mean a lot to me. There's IMDb page. There's other relevant, places you can leave those reviews for me, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is a series of episodes. This is episode 1. There's going to be episode 2. I don't know how many episodes it will be until we are done with the post-production. But I'm really excited. This is a journey, and I'm hoping you guys are going to join me on this journey and watch me edit. And if you have questions, if you have a comment, please leave it on the comment section. I will try my possible best to reply you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. That will mean a lot to me. And I'll see you in the episode 2. I can't wait for the episode 2. And I'll see you in the episode 2. Love you guys, and bye for now.